And just like that, we are back at the beginning of another Savage stream. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Tonight, we are going to be going over how to merge mine Ethereum and Zilliqa. And I'm learning a little bit more about Zilliqa. I should know more about it. It started or announced in 2017, like September of 2017. It's been around forever. I have seen it from time to time. You know, people talk about it and hyping it and all that stuff. And I just never took a minute to, you know, learn anything about it really, other than what they were saying on whatever the forum or the platform was that I was watching. So I kind of got interested in it because of the merge mining capability. I did a video, I think last week, might have been Friday. I want to say it was Friday. On merge mining Zilliqa and Ethereum Classic because what's the name of that site? ETH+ZIL just enabled the capability of merge mining Ethereum Classic on their pool. So I went ahead and did a video on that, and it's just kind of cool, and you can tell that it does increase the profits. What's really weird is that it only does it for a very short amount of time in relationship to how much you mine Ethereum or whatever the other coin is. There's actually, I'm going to get into this. I'm probably going to do a lot this week on merge mining Zilliqa and things like that, because there's a lot to it. There's other capabilities too, where you can almost mine any coin or a lot of different coins, and Zilliqa also. There's pools that are set up for making it easy, like the one that we're going to talk about tonight. So, I mean, there's a lot to it. I kind of want to get into it. So I think I'm going to learn a little bit about Zilliqa this week, and hopefully you guys can learn a little bit too, if you don't already know about it, because I didn't. You know, like I said, I didn't learn that much about it the whole couple of years here. So was surprised that it had been around as long as it is. I want to say it was an ICO in 2017. I don't know that for sure. I need to do a little bit more research on the beginnings of it. But it seems like a legit project. And if it's an ICO that's still here in 2020, you know, 3 years later, that speaks volumes, right? Because most of them aren't, you know, they've either gone away or, you know, haven't done a lot. So this is one of those projects that is kind of withstanding the test of time. So something to keep in mind, just look at it. And hey, anything that can get a little bit more profitability, especially whenever you're at a kilowatt per hour like I am, which is 10.3 cents per kilowatt hour. So I'm right on the verge, man. Pretty much I can pretty much only break even right now. There's been a little bit of an increase lately because, you know, you see the prices and the values of projects going up a little bit. So I have been able to actually increase and get a little bit of profit, and you saw that on Saturday's video. Saturday? No, maybe that was Friday. I don't know. I don't remember which day I did here. They're right in front of me, right over here. So yeah, monthly mining profits, you can see that this was this was a couple days ago, and this must have been Friday night, and then this was Thursday night. So I think that's the way that worked. And yeah, so I mean, anything that can increase your profits a little bit, in my boat, in my situation, it helps. So let me check the chat. I'm not going to get distracted by you guys. I'm just going to look and see who's all in here, make sure that the sound is good and all that stuff. What's going on, guys? What is up? Crypto Mining Lifer, Red Panda, what's up, man? Chancoin, Crypto Miguel, all the usual suspects in here. Alex Morales, what's up? What's up, Yashnik? Dan the Dane, Shuby, Savage Viking, what is up? All right, that's enough. All right, yeah, what I figured that we're gonna do is kind of like we did with Ethereum Classic. There's this pool. Well, let's just start at the beginning. So let's go to miningpoolstats.stream and kind of get going from there, okay? So if you wanted to merge mine, you know, Zilliqa and Ethereum, or Ethereum Classic, in this case it's Ethereum. If you just go to the Ethereum pools, you should be able to see one that stands out. Actually, no, yeah, here it is right here. So it does stand out, and it has ZIL next to it. Now, I think I'm going to learn, now you guys correct me if I'm wrong, but I think I'm going to learn that you don't necessarily have to use this pool, that there's a lot of different ways of doing it. At least that's what I'm reading about. Now, again, this project's been out for a while, so some of the stuff I'm reading might be out of date. It might not be that 100% accurate, but I'm going to get all the, updated information, and maybe do like probably tomorrow or Wednesday, I will do a what is ZIL type stream, right? So that we can kind of cover what it is and kind of learn a little bit about a pretty interesting project. So, but in this case, we're going to click on ezil.me. This is the same pool that we used for Ethereum Classic last week. And if you just go there, ezil.me, let me throw that in the description over here. So that we can document this stuff. And then we're going to go start mining. And if you click on start mining, I mentioned this last week, it'll default to Ethereum right here, right? But whenever we were trying it for Ethereum Classic, I forgot that. And we copied the miner string here, or the configuration string, and it didn't work, or it wasn't going to work, but I caught it like right before we actually got into the mining part of it. Anyway, so we're not going to have to worry about clicking on Ethereum Classic. We can just come over here to Ethereum. It launches that way by default. And in our case, we're going to use HiveOS in this instance. Okay, so if you click on HiveOS right in that window there on the pool, it takes you to their help page, right? So it's super short, super easy, apparently. So I have not tried this. This is the first time for me as well. So I think that's what we'll do. I just burned a new image for HiveOS. I just did it right before the stream. So I am going to go to my USB drive here. Click on Hive. See if I can remember how to do this. Oh, you know what I need to do? If you go to Hive and then go to the rig. I only have the one rig in here, and this is the one that we're going to use. I think if you click on this, then you go to settings. Yeah, I think I'm not supposed to show you this right here, but it doesn't matter. All right, so I'm going to click on rig config for that particular rig, right? And then we're going to click on save. I think that puts it in. Where does it put it? That puts it in downloads. Okay, nope. Where did it put it? Probably some, oh, it put it in there. I was working on some pictures for Crypto Windio. All right, let's see here. Not that. So we need to go here. Was it already in there? Nope. All right, so let's go here. I'm all discombobulated here. All right, let me fix this. So the file name needs to be rig.conf. Okay, and we're gonna copy that and throw that on our Hive. I think you just put it right here on the root. And it's got to be rig.conf. And then let me open that up real quick and see. Yeah, so because I downloaded it from HiveOS for that specific rig, then it is fine. It's just going to have all the correct information in there. So that's good. All right, let me get it back over here. All right, so I should be able to eject that finally, and then we'll boot the rig off of it. And let me grab that. Come over here. I'm just inserting it in the rig. It's right here in front of me, so just take a second. Okay, and I powered the rig on now. Like I said, I just burned this image, so I don't know if it probably needs updates and all kinds of mess. So we can chit chat about other things while that's going on. But like I said, I'm going to probably do a what is Zilliqa kind of video maybe tomorrow or the next day, and some other ways of mining it. I think that the way that it works is really neat. You know, I talked about it because it works off of sharding. How's my mic? Is my mic super loud? It looks like it's super loud. It works off of sharding, right? And I think because of that, that's why they're able to only mine. Let's look at what this actually says, because there's a let me see if it's a fact. Let me see here. There was somewhere where I read it. Yeah, see, it says no, you know, mining multiple on their pool. You can't do that, or you can't mine only ZIL. And this is what's odd to me. Okay, so you cannot mine ZIL by itself. You have to merge mine it. I don't know if you have to all the time, but if you go to what to mine, it's not even over here, which is surprising, right? So you type in ZIL, nope, and you go to coins. What is it? What's the other one? Coin calculators, I think. I don't think it's over here either. Which usually, if they're not on the other one, if they're not on what to mine, a lot of times they're over here. This seems to have a lot more projects. So this is crazy, right? And so I don't know why it's not showing up. Maybe, you know, there's these requirements for like coin calculators and what to mine as far as minimum. I don't know what all the requirements are, but I know that there are some minimums before it'll actually show up on here. And maybe because of the way that it's mined and the sharding and all that stuff, maybe that's why it's not showing up. I've never seen it on what to mine, but maybe I just missed it. But it's not even like inactive. It's just not even there. So I don't know what their requirements are. Anyway, all right. So let's see what this rig is doing and see if it showed up at all yet. No, it didn't. Looks like it might be though. Let's give it a minute here. I don't have a monitor attached to this thing, so I'm not going to be able to tell exactly what's going on with it. All right, I try to reboot because normally by now it would at least show up in here. Y'all are all talking about poker stars and poker and stuff. Are y'all gonna play after the stream here? I don't know if Brandon Coin's going live or not. He does have a reminder and it's a premiere, so. You can't hold the baby anymore. Red Panda, nice. All right, so something is not right here because normally it would show up by now. All right, real-time troubleshooting here. Oh, there it goes. All right, cool. Maybe I just wasn't patient enough. Sometimes I forget how long, you know, the different OSs take to actually start showing something, so maybe I was just a little impatient. It's entirely possible. All right, so let's go back to their help page here for HiveOS, and this is just hanging off of their, if you go to ETH+ZIL, you know, again, you just click on Start Mining. And then if you click on HiveOS, that's where it takes you. Now, you know, if you're mining with a different type of miner, Windows, you know, Windows or, you know, even like Simple Mining OS, you know, you can use this right here for that. to get the string. Most of us, know that, what you need is this information here, in order to get a miner going. But whenever you have HiveOS, you have not as much control over it. There are ways of controlling it, precisely, but for the most part, it tries to take care of most things for you. So we're going to go to their help. And again, that's just hanging off of here. Just click on HiveOS right there. All right. And it says create a new wallet in HiveOS. Okay. Let's do that. Wallets. Add a wallet. And then we'll call it, I know that it wants us to do ETH. And then we need a Zilliqa wallet and a Ethereum wallet address, because that's how you put it in there. You can see right here, this is first part is an ETH address, and then there's a dot, and then there's a ZIL address right here. Okay, so let me see if I can acquire that information quickly here. All right, so here's my ETH address. Okay, and then I'm going to put a dot, and then I'm going to put my ZIL address. In this case, I have the ZIL wallet the ZIL address is actually on my ledger. Okay, so I'm going to put a dot here, paste the Zilliqa address, and we'll give it a name of ETH. I don't know if I can do a plus in there. We'll see. Plus ZIL. YouTube. Now I could probably do the wallet balance if we use those pools, and we're not using those pools. All right, so we're not going to try that. So we're going to do create there. So now we should have a wallet address. And let me show you real quick the ZIL wallet on the ledger. Let's see if I can remember this. All right, so it is, I want to show you something that happens here too, because was it Zillit.io, and then you just go to Zillit.io and then click connect on the ledger, right? And then on the ledger, it's going to have, you have to unlock it. And that's what I'm doing now. And then you have to go into the Zilliqa app also. So you would have to add the Zilliqa app from your, what's it called? Live, what's this thing called? Ledger Live. So you'd have to add it from Ledger Live and add the app to the ledger. I don't know if you can see that or not. And then go into the app, right? You can hear it doing its thing there. And then you click on connect to Ledger Wallet. All right, so then it wants, whenever you see that, now on the ledger, it's asking you, do you want to generate the address key number 0? Sounds odd, but it's true. That is what you want to do. And this address won't change. It'll be the one that is in the, we can double check that, WHJG. Yeah, WHJG. So 1905 there. Where did I see 1905? Oh, that was for ETH. So ZIL16KH. Yeah, sounds good to me. Okay, so now I'm in Brave. I'm on the Brave browser, okay? So if I use default, and it's asking on the ledger, it's asking to compare the addresses. And I did compare them, I verified it, it's good. And then if we use default, this is as far as you get. There's probably a way of fixing this, but what's supposed to be displayed right here is like a send and receive window, right? And it does work in Edge. So if you bring up Edge, I know that sucks, but if you bring up Edge, and I'm gonna go to, I know you can't see this just yet, hang on a second. All right, so I just went to the same website, okay? And then we're gonna click, this is Zilliqa.io in Edge. Connect, verify, use default, and see. So there's something going on with Brave and Chrome that it's blocking this from showing up. So this is what you want to see. Anyway, all right, so we got that. We got our addresses. We know that it's a good address for Zilliqa. All right. And we got the wallet already set up. That's great. So now we're going to use this pool. All right, so I think, well, let's go back to their instructions real quick. So we got all this set up. Create a new flight sheet, select ETH as a coin. We did that. Select ETH+ZIL in the pool field. Was that in there? Oh, we haven't even done a flight sheet. Never mind. I'm a little rusty on HiveOS here. Give me a second here. So what did it say? It was ETH+ZIL. There it is. Boom. All right. So it's already in there. Makes it super easy. Get to choose your miner. We're gonna go with Phoenix miner. We can check the setup miner config, and here you can see. Now I've had situations where this was incorrect, even though they put this in there for me. It was incorrect, and you've seen that in some of the old random coin mining show videos where that happens. So you always want to double check to make sure it looks right. And that looks right, but it's only got, okay, well, I mean, we'll see. I'm going to leave it like this and see if this works. Get rid of that. Yeah, save the flight sheet, and that's it. So we're going to use Phoenix Miner just for the heck of it. So let's go apply changes. We'll give it a name of ETH+ZIL _YouTube. Create flight sheet. All right, now let's go back to our workers page. Choose the worker. Running a little bit hot right now. And then we're going to choose the rocket for flight sheet. We'll choose ETH. And then the flight sheet that we just created. Choose that and then apply. And then it should kick off a reboot and get us back up and running. And actually merge mining ETH and ZIL. Now, you probably need to go to like some, I think there's a calculator on the website as well, on the pool, if I'm not mistaken. Seems like I remember seeing, it might just be, maybe it was something else that I was looking at. But we do need to get our ETH and ZIL address up here also, so that we can get to our status, so that we can see if we're submitting shares and whatnot. Seems like this is coming up. I'm a little impatient with Hive. I have to exercise a whole lot of patience with NiceHash OS also. And speaking of NiceHash OS, so you guys saw that I was using it for a month, and there was basically $250 in BTC was what we earned for that month. Now that's before electric, because after electric it was like I think it was $34 or something like that. So it was a huge cost, you know, for electric. But I went to go withdraw it. And guess what? withdrawals are disabled until you KYC. And it's not even a normal KYC. It's, well, I say normal, it's not one of those simple ones, right? This one is for NiceHash OS. Now, get this. Front and back of ID card, of driver's license, your social security number, which is mind-blowing because I'm pretty sure that it's a foreign company, right? UK or something? I don't even know where they're at. Address, all that stuff. And I don't know if you could get away with lying on some of it. Lying meaning like omitting some of it, maybe putting like all zeros for your social security number or something, maybe. But it seems like they're probably going to send you documentation, right, for taxes or whatever, I guess. That's the only thing I can think of why they would need that type of information. But it was pretty crazy, and it was also kind of disappointing. And I thought about it, I was like, you know what? Screw NiceHash OS, right? But now that I've done it, now it's like, okay, now what, right? So I don't know if we're going to go off of NiceHash OS and maybe do something else. I don't know. But it was kind of frustrating. I wish I would have checked that earlier on before we racked up $250 on there, because that was pretty it was not cool. I was thinking I could just throw whatever address in there to withdraw it, because I'm already authenticated to the website, right? I mean, it's got 2FA and everything. So the person that has that information is the person that has access to the account, the way I look at it. I mean, I understand the whole KYC thing, but in this case, you know, KYC mining, you know, you don't have to KYC with this pool, right? So, or any pool that I know of. So it was just kind of weird. I don't know. I thought that was a bad look. I don't like having a KYC to something I'm just mining, so I'm using to mine. Anyway, all right. So let's see what's going on over here. Is this thing even working? Looks like it's working. Running a little bit warm. I don't know why that is. Oh, you know what? I don't have any. There's probably no overclock. Yeah, there's no overclocking or anything like that going on here that I know of. Let's see here. Yeah, see, it's got like stock clocks in here. So I'd have to play around with that to get the correct overclock settings. Maybe we can tackle that tomorrow night or something, because I know I'm kind of running long here. We got to get over there to Brandon Coin. But it is working. Now, there was someone, I can't remember who it was, but there was a viewer, subscriber. I think I might have been talking to him on another stream, maybe DC8 Adventures or something, and they were saying that they were going to try this, and I guess, I don't know if they were saying that they were having trouble or what, but here you go. This is it. So you can see that it's working. I mean, I get the GPUs are running hot. I get it. I'm going to turn this off. We need to get the whole, this is, yeah, brand new install of HiveOS, so it needs a lot of work, a little bit of massaging before it'll work right. You know, there's no overclocking template in here for it or anything like that, so we'll get all that squared away. But anyway, let me check the chat, see what you guys are up to over there. I think that y'all want to play some poker. Yeah, Savage King, exactly. That's what I was thinking. That's what they were doing, is with that information, with the amount of information I gave them, okay, is, I mean, here's my note, or here's my support ticket stuff, right? So, you know, hey, it's telling you it's been a long time since you use your account, and it's been years. You know, that's why your account is locked, which it wasn't really locked, but it wouldn't let me withdraw. So my question was, I was trying to withdraw, it wasn't letting me. It did ask for, which I thought it would work. It was asking for a Coinbase. It wanted me to log into Coinbase, and if I could do that, then maybe I wouldn't have to go through this part, right? So I don't know if that's true or not. But I don't believe I went that route. I wanted to find out, like, okay, hey, why can I not just throw a BTC address in there and pull it out? I get it, it's security, I get all that. You know, they don't want someone's account getting hacked, and then I say that because it's kind of funny, you know, NiceHash. But They don't want someone to have their account hacked and then someone else withdraw their BTC. I totally get that. But it just kind of sucks that you have to do this. Anyway, so I didn't go the Coinbase route. I don't know if that would have worked. But I went the route of KYCing with them, and this is because of this email here. So it you can see on here that it tells you where to go and what to do and all this stuff. And I think, let's see here. Yeah, see, so I was trying to grab this off of here. It was not gonna work. I was trying to think of where I saw that. I think it was just right here. No. It's under like I don't want to go there because I don't know what all it shows, but I think it's under like a account. Like you would go here and then go to my settings and then go to like security, I think, and then in there it gives you like two tiers of KYC. Is basically what it does. So, all right. Shut that thing down. Maybe we'll fire that back up tomorrow and take a look at some overclocking and stuff like that. Let me see what y'all are talking about. I might. Maybe we'll play a few minutes of poker if y'all want to. Yeah, like all my viewers and stuff, you guys are invited. Hit me up in Discord or hit up Red Panda. I think he's got all the information too. Actually, there's several people in here that have the information. Shuby's got it. There's several people in here. Just hit us up on Discord and ask for if you have Poker Stars, then we've got a free tournament and free. We're trying to work on a charity tournament with all of us, right? As many people as we can get, all of our viewers, followers, subscribers, all the YouTubers, all that stuff. We're trying to get them all in this one tournament, and I think it'll be really cool if we can pull it off. There'll be like a donation entry fee, right? Or the donations will cover your entry fees for the tournament, is the way I think we'll work it. We need to work out the details, but it looks like, because we've been playing a little bit here and there, and it looks like it's going to be a really cool thing to do. I think it's going to be really neat. So we need to get on that and get a lot of people in there. A lot more people registered. I think there's only like 14 or 15 right now. Actually, let me bring it up and show you while I'm chatting about it. So if you have Poker Stars, you go over here like this, and then click on Home Games over here. And I think you have to join a poker club right here, and then we need to provide you with the club ID and the invitation code. And then what I would recommend is that you put something that's similar to or exactly like your YouTube or Twitter name, wherever you come from, because we want to kind of know who we're playing with, right? We don't want to have people that we've never heard of in here. Like if you're a subscriber, a lot of us know, we'll recognize your name. You know what I mean? At least in my case, maybe not in Red Panda's because he's got too many subs over there, but not too many. He's got a lot of subs. So, I don't know if he would know all of his subscribers. It would be really hard. I'm pretty sure I would recognize all of mine. I don't know. Maybe not. I'm almost at 2,000, so there's probably a lot that I wouldn't recognize. But long story short, I know I'm rambling. Just put your damn right name in here. Don't make something up, especially if you're a regular, right? So put what we know you by in here, like I did. All right, so anyway, so once you do that, agree the terms and all that stuff, then you would be able to get into the club. And then the club, let's see who else in here so far. I think I can see, yep, here we go. So these are the folks that are in here already. So there's 14, which is not a lot. I was thinking that it would be a whole lot more by now. But we want to get, I'm thinking we could easily get 100, but I don't know, maybe I'm just being totally optimistic. But if we did that and then we did a charity tournament where donations, maybe $5 or $10 worth of crypto donations to a charity, and then we could spread it out to where like maybe the top 3 people get a percentage of the total prize pool, and that would go to their charity. Anyway, I think that this would work. I think it would be super cool. So get involved in this. We're going to be setting up the tournament probably in a few weeks, a couple weeks maybe, and more to follow on the details. But for now, this is what you need to do. And on top of that, you need to make sure that you have a lot of chips. Okay, so I think that the way the tournament is going to work is there's going to be probably how was I going to do this? I don't know if it's going to be like a rebuy, a single buy-in, or a rebuy. There's all kinds of different capabilities, but it might get so crazy to do rebuys and make sure that people are donating the right amount to cover the entry fee, right? So it could be crazy, but anyway, you want to kind of make sure that you have, I would say, I think you start off with 50 to start off. I think it's 50,000. I think that that's probably what our entry fee is going to be. Okay, so just for the one-time entry fee for the charity tournament, and so you probably want to have more than that. You probably want to have like 100,000 to cover your entry fee and rebuys and all that stuff. So you can come in here and hit free chips, and it'll give you 15,000. Okay, and it'll get you can get 15 more thousand free chips after 4 hours. So that's how you could, gain without playing, right? So you can actually get to 100,000 without playing. It'll take you a few days, right? Or a few, well, yeah, it could take you as little as a day, depending on how often, if you did it every 4 hours, you could do it in a day. But maybe like one day a week, come in, log on, grab your 15,000 just to make sure that you have enough. Or you could come play with us and bust us and felt us and all that stuff. And then maybe, you can take some of this 239 that I've got here. That's a little bit of a challenge. So come get some. Yeah, I think that that'll work out pretty well. So that's what we're going to be doing. I don't know if these guys are actually in here yet. I know we're totally not talking about crypto right now. I get it, but we did the frame build, the Veta frame build. That was really cool. It was a charity. We raised over $1,000 for St. Jude's, I believe, is where it went, because Unknown Crypto was not Unknown Crypto. Crypto Mining Lifer was the one that won it, and I think that was his charity. So and then the second round of that I participated in also. We didn't raise that much, but we didn't promote it that much either. So it was one of those things where we, I think, at least to me, I kind of got a little upset because there were some other people that were supposed to do it and they didn't. They decided not. I don't know if they're big timing us or what, but whatever it is, it is. It is what it is. They didn't show up. They didn't do it. So, it would have worked out really well if they had they done that, but they didn't. So at some point, Crypto Mining Lifer and I are supposed to have another build off. It couldn't have been this past week because of Father's Day and stuff. We're supposed to compete against each other, and we're going to break down the rig, take it apart, and then immediately put it back together and see who can do it the fastest. So I think it'll be neat. All right, I am like totally rambling. It is like 10:11. That's like way late. Get over there to Brandon Coin. Make sure you watch his premiere. It's probably, he's been premiering a little bit shorter, so I don't know how long the video is. It might only be about 15 minutes or so. So get over there and check that video out. Make sure you follow. You subscribe to Nefarious. Yashnik's got a channel now. Red Panda. Everybody in here has already subscribed to him. Hit up all these people that you're seeing in here in the chat. Nemesis, Crypto and Hot Rods. Yeah, make sure y'all do that. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. See you on the felt, maybe. We'll see how that goes. Some more Zilliqa stuff tomorrow, and yeah, maybe it'll be a little bit more structured tomorrow. I know I was kind of winging it tonight, so. Oh man, how much is that? Canadian? That's actually more than USD, right? Thanks so much, man. Thanks so much, Red Panda. You the best, man. See, we support each other, right? All of us YouTubers. Cool shirt. I need to get a better. I need to get a logo that works better on like a shirt, because my logo right now wouldn't really. I mean, I guess it would be okay, but I need like a character. I need a character. So yeah, thanks so much, Red Panda. I appreciate it, man. That's a really cool shirt. I mean, the quality is solid, man. I like it. Good job there. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Let's play some poker. Stay savage, everybody.